Alright, we have a new OE temperature thermostat gasket and maybe the housing if we need it for the Durango, because I'd like to have heat this winter in it. It's got a 180 right now and it doesn't really warm up that much. So got that and got some coolant for it, so we'll use this as a good excuse to get 2 gallons of fresh coolant in it too. And whatever moron worked on this heater hose the last time, this one, left the hose clamp for the heater hose in the way of the bolt for the thermostat housing. So we're going to have to swing the alternator out of the way. Well, alternator's off now. I guess it's a good thing that we're changing the thermostat here. So you got a bit of seepage from the thermostat housing gasket. So, this ain't for nothing at least. So the good news is the thermostat housing bolts cracked loose. So we're just gonna let them loose a little bit and let some coolant drain out as much as wants to get to that. Because it's easier than fussing with the radiator drain plug. Okay, I lied, no coolant's coming out. It's okay, it's winding up in the pan down there. Yeah, so I'd say that was looking a bit ripe. Gasket has seen better days. So we'll have to get that cleaned up and... well, all this is just going in the garbage. Alright, so we've got the new 195 degree thermostat here. And one thing it doesn't have, the old one did, was the old one had a little flippy thing in there that would let some coolant bypass it and, you know, help with bleeding and stuff. So this one doesn't have that, so we're just going to drill a little hole there on the outside of it to help let, you know, air bleed out and let a little bit of coolant flow through it when you first start up. It might take it a little bit longer to warm up, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, and we've got the new thermostat ready. So we're going to let some more coolant on the motor. Got the petcock open down there. That way we can get some more fresh coolant in there. It's probably been about 2 years since I messed with the cooling system and I want to keep it fresh. Alright, so that has made a massive mess. Damn it, now I got that on my bumper. Alright, we'll set that in there somehow. Upright.
The last of the 318s.
Well, we made it until 2003.
Yeah, but it's the last iteration of it.
Yeah.
Should never understood because these things ran pretty well.
Well, they ran well, they just didn't make a ton of power. Honestly, they could have made more power with higher compression in them and, you know, some cams and better intakes, but...
Didn't this thing make like 225?
230.
A lot more than the 70s ones that made 150.
Yeah. I mean, stuff got better by the 90s. The newer fuel injection helped it a lot.
A more fun-sounding intake manifold.
The beer keg intake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn squirrels. I told you, that's the squirrels invading. It's not like a frickin' howitzer. Hit the thing, it's acorns falling out of the tree and made it on the canopy here. Remember, you have to protect yourself from invasive nuts.
Well, that's a lesson.
It's my word of wisdom for the day. Protect your head from attack nuts. I think we're not kind of go nuts tightening these.
You don't really need to.
Actually, the last time I had these off was when I changed the plenum gasket, which is the only real bad thing about these engines stock is that the plenum gasket likes to leak because it's thin stainless steel, and just thin steel.
Sandwiched between aluminum and iron.
Well, it's not, yeah, it's bolted to, well, it's just bolted to aluminum, but it's so thin so it expands and contracts.
Yeah, that's the one terrible thing about this generation of engines. This one, you started getting aluminum parts stuck onto a cast iron block or heads in some cases, and things corroded.
The use engine plenum kit, and all that is fixed. You see, that's the only, the cooling system itself is really clean. It's just where this was on the thermostat housing that got nasty. Actually, here, you see, the coolant came out. It's nice and clean.
Yeah, it is.
Alright.
It's only a couple years old, you said.
Alright, everything's back together on here now. We're going to give some time for that gasket sealer down there to dry before we put some coolant in. I'd say we got a good bit of coolant, about a gallon and a half out, I would say. So once that finishes drying, we'll put some coolant in it, let it warm up.
Alright, so how long has it been now?
Some hours. Long enough for it to get cold out here. Whoops.
Perhaps that will help.
Well, it's because the air is trying to come up. But yeah. Most of the press stone. Just a bit of water in here. So we can have a little bit more water than pressed stone, since it's usually not super cold here.
What's the lowest you can see here?
It usually doesn't get into single digits even.
I think in the past couple years, lowest I saw back home was negative 10 to 15.
Yeah, no, it's colder in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's down there a little bit. I can still see it. Unless that's like a false level thing. You know, like a shelf.
I think it might be.
Yeah. Just a piece of plastic in there.
Whoop.
Oh boy. Alright. Alright, so now we are angled up onto the driveway, and this is, I mean, if I'm holding the camera about level.
That trail of liquid is just stuff that spilled.
Probably. Yeah, the radiator is very much the highest point now.
Okay, so coolant's all filled up and we just took it for a ride up to the parts store to get some more coolant. So we're now sitting in, it's hard to tell on the gauge exactly what the temperature is. Should be around 190. It's 195 thermostat, sitting here idling. The fan controller, which I do still need to mount down better, says 197 in the upper hose right now. And we actually have 130 degree heat. All last winter I had crap heat. So right now the fan controller's set. The low speed fan comes on at 200, so it just kicked on. It'll go to high at 207. And the fan will run until it gets down to 196 on the low side, I think. So we can see if it goes down again. It's cycled a couple times already. And this is just a sensor in the upper radiator hose. It runs the fan controller. 98, 97. It should get down to 196 in a second and the fan will shut off. Fan just shut off. Hopefully you can see it. But so we'll call this good.